In this video, we are going to learn about threats, their types, and what are the major ways in which your computer or your network can get affected with a threat. So basically, the main aim of any threat or any attack is destruction of information or other valuable resource, then corruption or modification of the information, theft, removal or loss of information, which means they take the information, they collect data, and they just delete it. Then interruption of security services. For example, if in your company there is some process going on and there is a DDoS attack, so that is interruption between your security services. And then finally is disclosure of information. Generally, ransomware attacks are a great example of destruction or theft of information, where attackers modify the information, or they can take the information for financial purpose and ask for a ransom in return. So there are four types of threats or four categories which we can call as active threats, intentional threats, accidental threats, and passive threats. Active threats are the threats which are ongoing in your organization or which can cause a serious damage to your system. For example, modification of information, then attack on your security services, checking the integrity of your devices, etc. Intentional threats are the threats which have a motive behind them. We have seen the attack motives such as financial gain or to demean someone, to take data, to dispose data, to disclose their identity for in some ransom. Then accidental threat is an example where there is no intention of any causing harm, but due to some errors or due to some misconfigurations, these threats have occurred. For example, system configuration. When new softwares are installed, generally the system administrators leave the configuration to default passwords and usernames. This can result into serious loss of data. The last one is the passive threats, which is an example of information disclosure. Suppose an attacker is observing your company for a theft. So if by some chance if he discloses that information to a third party by traffic analysis or information disclosure, then that can be considered as a passive threat. But yes, that is a threat. So you should be aware of how your computers get infected due to these threats and what are the categories of these threats. So if anyone asks you and gives a scenario of a threat, you should be able to properly tell that it belongs to which category. In the next lecture, we will see the types of threats. The first one that we are going to see is malware. What are malwares? How PCs get infected due to malware and some information about them. See you in the next